Did you know the average family wastes over $2,000 on groceries every year? The Amish have mastered the art of saving money in the kitchen through centuries of practical wisdom, and I've spent months documenting their most powerful money-saving tricks. From turning $5 worth of ingredients into gourmet meals to cutting your grocery bill in half, these 30 Amish cooking secrets will transform how you think about food and finances. The best part? You don't need fancy gadgets or special skills to start saving today. Baking bread at home. The smell of freshly baked bread wafting through your kitchen is just the beginning of the magic. When you start baking your own bread, you'll quickly realize that store-bought loaves taste like glorified cardboard in comparison. The real eye-opener comes when you look at the numbers. A homemade loaf costs around 50 cents to make, while store-bought versions can set you back $3 or more. This saving technique, perfected by Amish communities over generations, isn't just about pinching pennies. It's about creating something wholesome and delicious. The beauty of homemade bread lies in its versatility. That same dough you're using for bread can transform into pizza crusts for Friday night dinner, warm dinner rolls for Sunday supper, or even sticky cinnamon rolls for special breakfasts. And here's a clever trick passed down through Amish kitchens. Store your dough in the refrigerator for up to a week, and you can have fresh baked goods whenever the craving strikes. The best part? You know exactly what's going into your bread. No mysterious preservatives or artificial ingredients needed. Just simple, honest ingredients like flour, water, yeast, and a pinch of salt. Many Amish bakers will tell you that the key to perfect bread isn't just in the ingredients. It's in the patience and love you put into kneading the dough. They believe that good bread, like all good things, takes time and attention to create. Buy ingredients in bulk. Step into any traditional Amish home and you'll find their pantries are practically bursting with smart savings. These storage spaces look like something between a survivalist's dream and a baker's paradise, filled to the brim with flour, sugar, oats, and beans bought in bulk quantities. This method of shopping might make your pantry look a bit overwhelming at first, but your wallet will definitely thank you later. The secret lies in knowing where to look for these bulk deals. Local grocery stores often have hidden gems in their bulk sections, and online co-ops can offer amazing prices that make conventional shopping seem ridiculous. But there's more to bulk buying than just saving money. The Amish have long understood that buying in larger quantities also means less packaging waste, which is good news for Mother Nature. When storing your bulk ingredients, take a page from Amish wisdom and remember that proper storage is crucial. Flour gets cranky when it meets humidity, and oats have an ongoing feud with moths, so airtight containers are your best friends. Think of your pantry as a treasure chest, where every jar and container holds the potential for countless meals. The initial investment might seem steep, but when you break down the cost per meal, you'll understand why this method has been a cornerstone of Amish household management for centuries. Repurpose leftovers. If there's one thing that would make an Amish grandmother shake her head in disappointment, it's seeing how much food modern households throw away. In the spirit of their waste not, want not philosophy, every leftover becomes an opportunity for creativity in the kitchen. That slightly stale bread sitting on your counter, don't even think about tossing it. Transform it into golden brown breadcrumbs for coating chicken, crunchy croutons for salads, or a heavenly bread pudding that'll make your family forget it was ever old bread to begin with. Those random vegetables hiding in your crisper drawer can come together to create a delicious soup or casserole that tastes even better than the sum of its parts. Even those cereal crumbs at the bottom of the box that nobody wants to eat can find new life as a crispy coating for baked chicken. The Amish have mastered the art of transforming seemingly useless scraps into delicious meals. Take meat scraps, for instance. They don't just disappear into the trash. Instead, they're cooked down into rich stocks or chopped up and mixed into dumplings, adding an extra layer of flavor that you just can't buy in a store. This approach not only saves money, but also teaches us to see the potential in everything. As one Amish saying goes, "Waste not today, want not tomorrow." It's a simple philosophy that can transform how we think about food and leftovers, turning what might have been trash into treasure. Grow your own food. Imagine walking out to your backyard and picking fresh tomatoes still warm from the sun, just like generations of Amish families have done. The good news is you don't need a sprawling farm to start growing your own food. Even a few pots on a sunny windowsill can save you a surprising amount of money on groceries. Start with easy-to-grow plants like tomatoes, lettuce, and beans that practically take care of themselves. These beginner-friendly crops can help you save anywhere from $50 to $200 during a growing season. The best part? Once your garden gets going, you might find yourself with more zucchini than you know what to do with. And that's when the fun really begins. Your neighbors will suddenly become your best friends when you start sharing your homegrown bounty. It's like the old gardening joke goes, the only time you need to lock your car doors in summer is when there's a risk someone might leave a bag of zucchini on your seat. Beyond the obvious savings on grocery bills, growing your own food connects you to age-old traditions. Just like Amish communities have known for centuries, there's something deeply satisfying about eating what you've grown yourself. Plus, you can swap different vegetables with friends and neighbors, creating a mini farmer's market right in your neighborhood, all for free. Even if you only have space for a few herb plants, growing basics like basil, parsley, and mint can save you $5 or more per bunch at the store. That adds up quickly when you consider how often you might use fresh herbs in your cooking. Skip prepackaged mixes. $6 for a box of pancake mix? The Amish would shake their heads at such unnecessary spending. Think about it. Pancake mix is just flour, a bit of sugar, and some leavening agents. Why pay extra for something you can easily make yourself with basic ingredients you probably already have in your pantry? Making your own mixes isn't just about pancakes either. Those expensive spice blends, gravy packets, and instant rice, they're all marking up simple ingredients you could combine yourself for a fraction of the cost. Take a basic brownie mix, for example. Instead of paying $4 for a box, you can mix cocoa powder with sugar and flour for less than $1 worth of ingredients. The secret is keeping it simple, just like traditional Amish cooking. Write down these basic recipes and keep them handy in your kitchen. You'll never need to buy another overpriced mix again. And here's something most people don't realize. When you make your own mixes, you can customize them exactly to your taste. Want your pancakes a little sweeter? Add more sugar? Prefer spicier taco seasoning? Throw in extra chili powder. The possibilities are endless, and you're in complete control of what goes into your food. Plus, you'll avoid all those mysterious ingredients with unpronounceable names that often show up in store-bought mixes. As the saying goes, if your great-grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, maybe you shouldn't eat it. Canning and preserving. Did you know that canning started during Napoleon's time as a way to feed his armies? Now, centuries later, this preservation method has become a cornerstone of the Amish household economy. Think of canning as Mother Nature's timeout chair for your fruits and vegetables. They stay fresh for months, just waiting for their moment to shine. Starting your canning journey doesn't have to be complicated. Begin with foolproof projects like pickles or applesauce. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be amazed at how much money you can save. A single apple tree can produce enough fruit for dozens of jars of applesauce, which could cost you over $5 each at the store. The Amish have perfected these preservation techniques over generations, understanding that putting up food when it's in season means enjoying summer's bounty all year round. And if canning seems too daunting at first, don't worry. Freezing is an excellent alternative. Chop up those extra vegetables and store them for future soups, stews, or stir-fries. You'll thank yourself in winter when fresh produce prices skyrocket. The best part? You're not just saving money, you're also preserving food at its peak ripeness, which means better taste and higher nutritional value. It's like capturing summer in a jar. And there's nothing quite like opening up a jar of home-canned peaches in the middle of January to remember what sunshine tastes like. Make your own dairy products. Believe it or not, making your own dairy products is easier than solving a jigsaw puzzle, and way more delicious. Take yogurt, for instance. All you need is milk and a spoonful of existing yogurt as a starter. That's it. No fancy machines or complicated steps required. While the Amish have been making their own dairy products for generations, modern folks often think it's too complicated. But here's the thing. Churning butter can replace your gym membership. Just kidding, but it really is a good workout. The real magic happens when you realize how much money you're saving. A gallon of milk can transform into 8 cups of yogurt, saving you around $15 compared to store-bought versions. And let's talk about farmer's cheese. Mix warm milk with vinegar, strain it, and boom. You've got fresh cheese that would cost triple at fancy stores. Those expensive flavored coffee creamers, mix some milk with vanilla extract and your preferred sweetener, and you've just saved yourself $5 a week. The best part is knowing exactly what goes into your dairy products. No preservatives, no artificial flavors, just pure, simple ingredients that would make any Amish grandmother proud. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about spreading your own homemade butter on warm toast or dolloping your own yogurt onto fresh berries. Once you start making your own dairy products, you'll wonder why you ever bought them from the store in the first place. Master the one-pot meal. There's a good reason why traditional Amish cooking often centers around hearty stews and casseroles. They're not just delicious, they're also incredibly budget-friendly. Picture this. You throw some chicken thighs, potatoes, carrots, and seasonings into a pot, and suddenly you've got dinner for half the week. These one-pot wonders are like magic tricks for your wallet. Instead of using expensive cuts of meat, you can use cheaper options that become tender and flavorful after slow cooking. A $5 package of chicken thighs can feed a family of 4 for 2 meals when stretched in a stew. The real genius of one-pot cooking lies in how it builds flavor. Each ingredient adds something to the pot, creating rich, complex tastes that actually get better overnight. That's right, these meals often taste even better the next day, making them perfect for lunch boxes or easy dinner reheats. The Amish have long understood that simple ingredients, when combined thoughtfully, can create extraordinary meals. By reducing the number of ingredients but amping up the flavors with herbs, spices, and good broth, you create dishes that taste like they came from a fancy restaurant kitchen. And let's not forget about the cleanup. One pot means fewer dishes, which means more time to enjoy your evening. Save energy while cooking. While we might not all have access to a traditional wood-burning stove like many Amish households, we can still learn from their energy-saving wisdom. Hand-crank mixers and manual food mills might sound old-fashioned, but they're making a comeback for good reason. Electricity bills, but they also tend to last longer than their electric counterparts. Here's a surprising fact. Reheating food on your stovetop actually uses less energy than a microwave when you're warming up multiple portions. And while a wood-burning stove might not be practical for everyone, unless you're planning to live off the grid, the principle of conserving energy still applies. Try cooking multiple dishes at once in your oven. It uses the same amount of energy whether you're baking 1 casserole or 3. A hand grinder or mill might cost $20 up front, but it can save you hundreds over time by letting you make your own flour, seasonings, and breadcrumbs. Plus, these manual tools give you more control over the final product. As the saying goes, sometimes the old ways are the best ways, and when it comes to saving energy in the kitchen, the Amish have been ahead of the curve all along. Ditch single-use items. Ready to feel fancy while saving money? Swap out those paper napkins for cloth ones, and suddenly every meal feels like you're dining at Downton Abbey. The best part? You don't need to buy expensive napkins. Those old t-shirts and bed sheets can transform into perfect kitchen towels and napkins. Taking inspiration from Amish households where waste is practically unheard of, making this switch can save you hundreds of dollars per year. Think about it. The average family spends around $200 annually on paper towels alone. But it's not just about napkins. Those plastic sandwich bags you've been buying, replace them with glass jars or silicone bags that last for years. Sure, they cost more up front, but they'll pay for themselves within a few months. And let's talk about beeswax wraps. These reusable alternatives to plastic wrap not only save money, but also keep food fresher longer. The initial investment might seem steep, about $20 for 3 wraps, but when you consider that the average household spends over $100 yearly on plastic wrap and foil, the savings become clear. Plus, there's something satisfying about knowing you're not filling up landfills with single-use items. As one clever Amish saying goes, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. It's not just about being thrifty, it's about being smart with your resources. Barter and trade with neighbors. Picture this. You're drowning in homegrown tomatoes while your neighbor has more eggs than they know what to do with. Enter the age-old practice of bartering. It's like Craigslist without the weird encounters. This tradition, deeply rooted in Amish communities, isn't just about saving money. It's about building relationships and sharing abundance. Trading a jar of your homemade pickles for a fresh loaf of bread isn't just a transaction. It's a way to connect with your community. Start small by sharing extra herbs from your garden or those jams you made when fruit was in season. Before you know it, you might find yourself part of an informal network where everyone benefits. Some communities even organize regular trade days where people can swap everything from fresh eggs to flower bouquets. The beauty of bartering is that everyone wins. You get variety in your pantry without spending extra money, and nothing goes to waste. Studies show that communities with active bartering networks tend to be more resilient during economic downturns, something the Amish have known for generations. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about knowing the story behind your food. That jar of honey didn't just come from a store shelf, it came from your neighbor's beehives. Homemade snacks beat store-bought. Let's be honest, once you've tasted a warm, homemade pretzel fresh from the oven, those small pretzels just won't cut it anymore. Following the Amish tradition of making snacks from scratch isn't just about saving money, though saving $5 per serving adds up quickly. It's about creating healthier, tastier treats without any mysterious ingredients you can't pronounce. Making your own granola bars, crackers, or pretzels might sound daunting at first, but it's actually pretty simple. Plus, you can customize everything to your taste. Want extra cinnamon in your granola bars? Go for it. Need less salt on your pretzels? You're the boss. One of the best parts about making snacks at home is turning it into a social event. Host a snack-making day with friends or family, and everyone can leave with a variety of homemade goodies. Even something as simple as popcorn with butter and seasonings can become a gourmet treat that costs pennies compared to store-bought options. The Amish have always known that the simplest snacks are often the most satisfying, and your wallet will definitely agree. Meal planning. Like an Amish matriarch, gone are the days of 5 o'clock panic when you realize you have no idea what's for dinner. Taking a page from the Amish matriarch's cookbook, meal planning isn't just about organization, it's about saving serious money. Studies show that families who plan their meals spend up to 30% less on groceries and waste 50% less food. The secret lies in planning around what's already in your pantry and what's in season. Summer brings cheap zucchini and tomatoes, while fall offers affordable pumpkins and squash. Think about it. When zucchini is in season, you might pay 50 cents each compared to $3 in winter. The Amish have mastered this seasonal approach, planning their meals around nature's calendar rather than convenience. Start by making one big meal each week that can transform into multiple dinners. A Sunday roast chicken becomes Monday's chicken salad and Tuesday's soup. Suddenly you're cooking smarter, not harder. Keep a simple notebook in your kitchen to track your meal ideas and shopping lists. You might feel a bit old-fashioned writing things down on paper, but there's something satisfying about crossing items off a list. Plus, seeing your plans on paper makes it easier to spot where you can save money. Those impulse takeout orders that used to drain your wallet, they become a thing of the past when you've got a solid meal plan in place. The Amish have always known that a little planning goes a long way, and your budget will thank you for following their wisdom. Invest in quality cookware. Once. Would you rather buy 10 cheap pans over 10 years or one quality pan that lasts a lifetime? This isn't just a riddle, it's the foundation of Amish kitchen wisdom. Take cast iron cookware, for example. While a quality cast iron skillet might cost $50 up front, it's practically indestructible. You could probably drop it off a cliff, pick it up, and still fry an egg in it. These pans become family heirlooms, passed down through generations along with the stories of all the meals they've helped create. Think about your grandmother's kitchen. Bet she had some cast iron in there that's still going strong. The beauty of investing in quality cookware isn't just about durability, it's about versatility. A good cast iron pan can bake bread, fry chicken, sear steaks, and even reheat leftovers on any heat source. When you break down the cost per use, that $50 pan might end up costing you pennies per meal over its lifetime. The Amish approach to cookware is simple. Buy once, buy well, and take care of what you have. Look for kitchen tools that serve multiple purposes. A hand-turn grater that can handle cheese, vegetables, and even chocolate will outlast any electronic gadget with moving parts. Remember, taking care of your cookware isn't just about making it last. It's about honoring the tradition of quality that's been passed down through generations of careful cooks. Skip fancy appliances. $200 for a bread maker? The Amish would have a good laugh at that one. Here's a revolutionary idea. Your hands are the original food processor, and they never need new batteries. While modern kitchens often look like small appliance stores, traditional Amish kitchens rely on simple tools that have stood the test of time. Think rolling pins, hand sieves, and cast iron pots, tools that have been making delicious meals for centuries without a single plug or battery. Most fancy kitchen gadgets are just expensive solutions to problems that don't really exist. Sure, a yogurt maker sounds nice, but you can make perfect yogurt with just a pot and a warm corner in your kitchen. Those single-purpose appliances that seem so essential in the store, they often end up gathering dust in a cabinet somewhere, taking up space, and reminding you of money that could have been better spent elsewhere. Instead of collecting gadgets, invest in versatile tools like quality knives and durable crockpots that can handle multiple cooking tasks. The Amish have long understood that simplicity in the kitchen isn't just about saving money. It's about focusing on what really matters, creating good food with care and attention. And if you already have some modern appliances, make them last by taking good care of them. Regular cleaning and maintenance can extend their lives significantly, though they'll probably never match the lifespan of that trusty rolling pin. Eat seasonally and locally. Have you ever wondered why tomatoes taste like cardboard in winter but burst with flavor in summer? Following the wise practices of Amish communities, eating seasonally isn't just about better taste, it's about serious savings. You won't catch traditional Amish families buying pineapples in December or strawberries in January. Instead, they understand the natural rhythm of food seasons, and their budgets benefit from it. When produce is in season, prices can drop by as much as 70%. Think about it. Summer tomatoes might cost $1 per pound, while those sad winter ones could set you back $4 or $5. Farmers markets become treasure troves during peak seasons, offering bulk produce at prices that would make grocery store managers blush. Root vegetables become your best friends in winter. Carrots, potatoes, and squash not only cost less, but also store well and provide the hearty nutrition needed for cold months. The Amish have perfected this seasonal dance, understanding that nature provides exactly what our bodies need at the right time. Summer's bounty of light, water-rich vegetables helps keep us cool, while winter's dense, starchy vegetables give us the energy to stay warm. Shopping seasonally also means you're getting produce at its nutritional peak. Those fresh-picked green beans pack more vitamins than their well-traveled counterparts from another hemisphere. Turn vegetable scraps into broth. Looking at that pile of carrot peels, onion skins, and celery tops, what you see as trash, Amish cooks see as liquid gold. Before you toss those vegetable scraps in the compost, consider this. The average family spends over $100 annually on store-bought broth, while homemade veggie broth costs practically nothing. Keep a large freezer bag ready to collect your veggie scraps. Carrot tops, onion ends, mushroom stems, even garlic skins all contribute to creating rich, flavorful broth. Once your bag is full, simply cover the scraps with water, add a few basic seasonings, and let it simmer. The result? A golden, aromatic broth that puts store-bought versions to shame. Want to take it up a notch? Add a chicken carcass or beef bones for an even richer flavor profile. This isn't just about saving money. Homemade broth contains more nutrients and less sodium than commercial versions. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about turning what would have been a waste into something delicious. As the saying goes, waste not, want not. A principle that Amish kitchens have honored for generations. Reuse bacon grease. When's the last time you poured bacon grease down the drain? If an Amish grandmother saw that, she'd probably faint. That golden liquid you've been throwing away is actually kitchen gold. Bacon grease can transform ordinary dishes into extraordinary ones, adding rich, smoky flavor to everything from cornbread to green beans. The best part? It's absolutely free. A byproduct you're already creating when you cook bacon. Store it in a clean jar in your refrigerator, where it can last for months. 1 pound of bacon produces about a quarter cup of grease, which could easily replace $3 to $4 worth of cooking oil or butter in your recipes. But it's not just about savings, it's about flavor. Eggs fried in bacon, grease tastes like they came from a five-star breakfast joint. Pie crusts made with a spoonful of bacon grease become magically flaky. Even plain vegetables get a gourmet upgrade when sautéed in this liquid gold. The Amish have long understood that this waste product is actually a valuable resource in the kitchen. Who needs expensive olive oil when you've got bacon grease ready to work its magic? As one wise cook said, bacon grease is like the duct tape of the kitchen. It fixes everything. Make energy bars from scratch. Those fancy energy bars at the store might look tempting, but at $2 a pop, they're taking a big bite out of your wallet. Drawing inspiration from Amish practicality, making your own energy bars is simpler than building a house of cards, and much more rewarding. Start with a base of oats, peanut butter, and honey, then let your creativity run wild. Add dried fruits, chocolate chips, or nuts to create your perfect combination. The best part? Each homemade bar costs around 25 cents to make, saving you over $500 a year if you eat one bar daily. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Commercial energy bars often contain the same basic ingredients as homemade ones, but mark up the price by 800%. Package them individually in reusable containers or wax paper for grab-and-go convenience. These bars aren't just for breakfast either. They make perfect hiking snacks, after-school treats, or post-workout fuel. The secret to perfect homemade energy bars lies in getting the right balance of wet and dry ingredients, something Amish bakers have mastered through generations of practice. By making them yourself, you control exactly what goes into them, avoiding the mysterious ingredients and excessive sugar found in store-bought versions. Plus, making energy bars at home can become a fun family activity. Just be prepared for some creative flavor combinations when the kids get involved. Homemade ice cream doesn't require a machine. Would you believe that some of the best ice cream comes from Amish kitchens where electricity isn't even used? Before you spend $200 on an ice cream maker that'll collect dust most of the year, consider this. Delicious homemade ice cream needs nothing more than simple ingredients and a bit of arm muscle. The traditional Amish hand crank method might make your biceps burn, but the results are worth every turn. Just warn your family that dessert comes with a side of manual labor. The magic happens when simple ingredients like milk, sugar, and vanilla transform into creamy, dreamy ice cream that puts store-bought versions to shame. For smaller batches, try the salt and ice bag method. It's like a science experiment that ends with dessert. Here's an interesting tidbit. This method of making ice cream dates back to the 1700s, long before electricity was even a dream. Making ice cream this way saves you around $5 per quart compared to premium store-bought versions. And the taste? Well, let's just say there's a reason why Amish ice cream socials are legendary. Plus, you can create flavors you'll never find in stores like garden fresh mint chocolate chip or hand-picked blackberry swirl. Learn basic skills like sewing and mending. Ripped your favorite apron? Instead of tossing it in the trash like most people would, take a cue from Amish wisdom and break out that sewing kit. Basic mending skills can save you hundreds of dollars each year on replacing damaged clothes and linens. Think about it. A simple button replacement might take 5 minutes and cost 10 cents, while a new shirt could set you back $25 or more. The Amish have always understood that maintaining what you have is far more economical than constantly buying new items. Learning to sew isn't rocket science. Thanks to online tutorials and videos, you can master basic repairs without attending a single class. A basic sewing kit costs less than $10 and can save you countless trips to the store. Beyond just fixing tiers and replacing buttons, these skills open up a world of possibilities for upcycling. Those old jeans can become sturdy pot holders, worn-out t-shirts transform into cleaning rags, and dated curtains might find new life as shopping bags. There's a certain pride in extending the life of your belongings through simple repairs. It's not just about saving money, it's about being resourceful and self-reliant. Plus, as any Amish seamstress will tell you, there's something deeply satisfying about wearing clothes you've mended yourself. It's like giving your wardrobe a second chance at life while giving your wallet a break. Work as a team. Nothing brings families together quite like chopping 20 pounds of cucumbers for pickling day. This might sound like a chore, but in Amish communities, it's a celebration of teamwork and tradition. When everyone pitches in, big tasks become manageable and even fun. Divide the work based on age and ability. Younger kids can wash vegetables or peel potatoes, while older ones might help with cutting or stirring. Parents can handle the more complex tasks like operating hot stoves or managing pressure canners. Creating family traditions around cooking tasks makes the work feel special rather than tedious. Maybe your family could have pickle day in summer or bake bread Saturday every week. The statistics are eye-opening. Families who cook together not only save money, up to 40% on their food budget, but also tend to eat healthier meals. Plus, children who help in the kitchen are more likely to develop healthy eating habits and cooking skills that will serve them throughout their lives. Working together in the kitchen also creates natural opportunities for conversation and connection. There's something about chopping vegetables side by side that gets people talking and sharing stories. As one Amish father put it, "The kitchen is where we grow our family bonds as well as our food." Even cleaning up becomes easier when everyone pitches in. Many hands make light work after all. Slow cooking. When was the last time you let a meal cook so slowly that the aroma filled your entire house for hours? In today's world of instant everything, the Amish tradition of slow cooking stands as a testament to the value of patience. Sure, it takes forever, but as the saying goes, it tastes like heaven. Slow cooking isn't just about throwing ingredients in a pot and forgetting about them. It's an art form that transforms humble ingredients into extraordinary meals. Take tough cuts of meat, for example. While they might cost 60% less than premium cuts, slow cooking makes them just as tender and flavorful. Using a crockpot or Dutch oven to simulate traditional Amish cooking methods, you can create meals that taste like they came from a 5-star restaurant. The science behind slow cooking is fascinating. Over time, collagen in meat breaks down into gelatin, creating that melt-in-your-mouth texture that makes comfort food so satisfying. But it's not just about meat. Vegetables develop deeper flavors, herbs infuse more thoroughly, and sauces become richer when given time to develop. The bonus? Slow cooking is perfect for batch cooking, meaning you can prepare several meals worth of food at once, saving both time and energy in the long run. Cook once, eat twice. The concept of planned leftovers might sound like a modern meal prep trend, but Amish cooks have been practicing this money-saving strategy for generations. Instead of cooking small portions daily, make larger batches and plan creative ways to use them throughout the week. Take a traditional Amish chicken recipe. Roast a whole bird for Sunday dinner, use the leftover meat in Monday's chicken salad, then simmer the bones for Tuesday's soup. This approach saves not just money, about 40% on your grocery bill, but also precious time and energy. Think about it. Cooking once instead of 3 times means using your stove less, washing fewer dishes, and spending less time in the kitchen. The key is to choose recipes that store and reheat well, like casseroles, soups, or chili. These dishes often taste even better the next day as the flavors have time to meld together. Freezer-friendly meals are especially valuable. On busy days, having a homemade meal ready to heat up can save you from expensive takeout temptations. This method is particularly brilliant for dishes that require a lot of prep work or long cooking times. By making larger batches, you're essentially giving your future self the gift of a home-cooked meal without the work. Join a community food initiative. Fresh vegetables taste so much better when you're not the one fighting weeds in 90-degree weather. While Amish communities have mastered the art of growing their own food, not everyone has the space, time, or inclination for a full garden. That's where community food initiatives come in. They're like having an Amish farm without all the hard work. Community gardens, food co-ops, and CSA, community-supported agriculture programs, offer amazing opportunities to access fresh, local produce at a fraction of grocery store prices. Studies show that members of food co-ops save an average of 30% on their grocery bills compared to shopping at conventional stores. But the savings go beyond money. These initiatives often allow members to glean excess produce that would otherwise go to waste. Many farms and markets have programs where people can collect surplus produce for free or at very low costs. This practice, which has roots in ancient farming traditions that the Amish still honor today, helps reduce food waste while providing fresh food to more people. CSA boxes are particularly exciting. It's like getting a surprise package of fresh produce every week, often at 40 to 50% less than retail prices. Plus, many CSA programs learned from Amish farming practices, focusing on seasonal, chemical-free growing methods. The social benefits are just as valuable as the financial ones. You'll meet neighbors who share your interest in good food, learn new cooking techniques, and become part of a community that supports local farmers. Simplicity through batch cooking. If the Amish were on social media, they'd definitely be the original meal prep influencers. Their practical approach to batch cooking isn't just about saving time. It's a complete system for efficient, economical food preparation. Think about it. When you fire up your oven to bake one loaf of bread, you're using the same amount of energy it would take to bake 3 or 4. By cooking larger quantities at once, you can cut your energy bills by up to 25%. The real genius lies in creating versatile base ingredients that can transform into multiple meals. Cook a big pot of beans or ground meat, and suddenly you have the foundation for tacos, chili, shepherd's pie, or countless other dishes. This approach, perfected in Amish kitchens over generations, means you're never starting from scratch at mealtime. Smart batch cooking also means thinking ahead. Double that casserole recipe and freeze half for a busy day. Or make extra soup base that can become 3 different meals with just a few tweaks to the seasonings. The savings are impressive. Families who regularly batch cook report spending 40% less on groceries and 60% less on takeout. But perhaps the biggest benefit is the stress reduction. Imagine never having to wonder what's for dinner or scramble to cook when you're exhausted. That peace of mind is priceless. Just ask any Amish cook who's mastered this art. DIY seasonings and marinades. What's hiding in your spice cabinet might be the key to unlocking huge savings. Those little packets of taco seasoning and marinades that seem so convenient are actually eating away at your budget. And the Amish have known this secret for generations. A typical family spends over $200 annually on pre-made seasonings and marinades. Yet you can make the same blends at home for pennies on the dollar. The math is simple. A packet of taco seasoning costs around $2, while the spices needed to make several batches might cost $5 total. That's just the beginning. Start mixing simple combinations like olive oil, garlic, and lemon juice for marinades that make store-bought versions taste like expensive water. Buy herbs and spices in bulk, and you'll see even bigger savings, up to 75% less than buying small containers or pre-made blends. The Amish approach to seasonings focuses on simplicity and quality. Start with good ingredients, understand how flavors work together, and don't be afraid to experiment. Create your own signature blends for everything from poultry rubs to ranch dressing mix. Store these homemade treasures in clean, airtight jars, and they'll stay fresh for months. Not only do you save money, but you also control exactly what goes into your food. No mysterious ingredients or preservatives needed. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about creating the perfect blend that makes your family ask for seconds. As one wise Amish cook said, "The secret to good food isn't in fancy ingredients. It's in knowing how to make simple things taste amazing." Save with barley, lentils, and other grains. Those little lentils work so hard, they should really collect a paycheck. Taking a page from traditional Amish cooking wisdom, incorporating more grains into your meals can transform your grocery budget. While meat prices continue to climb, with beef reaching record highs of $8 per pound, grains like barley, lentils, and rice cost mere pennies per serving. A 1-pound bag of lentils costs about $2 and can make 6 hearty meals when combined with vegetables and seasonings. That's dinner for less than 50 cents per plate. The versatility of these humble ingredients would make any Amish cook proud. Barley adds chewy texture to soups and stews. Quinoa, though pricier up front, packs a protein punch in salads, and rice pairs with practically anything you can imagine. The secret lies in treating these grains as more than just side dishes. Mix them with vegetables and a simple dressing for lunch, use them to bulk up soups and casseroles, or combine them with small amounts of meat to make expensive proteins stretch further. Studies show that families who incorporate more grains into their meals can reduce their grocery bills by up to 30% while increasing their fiber and nutrient intake. Plus, These pantry staples store well for months, meaning you can stock up when prices are low. The Amish have long understood that simple ingredients, prepared thoughtfully, can create satisfying meals that nourish both body and budget. Passed down recipes. Every Amish recipe box tells a story of generations working together to create delicious, affordable meals. These aren't just collections of ingredients and instructions, they're time-tested strategies for feeding families well without breaking the bank. What makes these recipes special isn't fancy techniques or exotic ingredients, but rather their proven track record of working consistently while staying budget-friendly. Creating your own recipe collection might seem old-fashioned in this digital age, but there's something powerful about having tried-and-true recipes at your fingertips. Start a recipe binder or digital file to preserve your family favorites. Include notes about where to find the best deals on ingredients, seasonal variations, and any money-saving tricks you discover along the way. The fascinating thing about traditional Amish recipes is how they often contain hidden frugal wisdom, like using breadcrumbs to stretch ground meat or turning vegetable scraps into flavorful broths. These recipes have survived because they work, both in terms of taste and budget. Studies show that families who cook from a core collection of familiar recipes spend 40% less on groceries than those who frequently try new, ingredient-heavy recipes. Plus, having go-to recipes reduces the stress of meal planning and the temptation to order expensive takeout. Consider passing down your collected recipes as gifts. Future generations will thank you for sharing not just the recipes, but the wisdom of economical cooking that comes with them. Fix it, don't replace it. Just because a spatula loses its handle doesn't mean it's ready to retire. Put it back to work like an overachieving grandparent. This mindset, deeply rooted in Amish culture, can save you hundreds of dollars each year on kitchen equipment alone. Studies show that the average household spends over $500 annually replacing kitchen items that could have been repaired for a fraction of the cost. Take that wobbly pot handle, for example. A few minutes with a screwdriver could save you $40 on a replacement. The Amish approach to kitchen tools is refreshingly simple. Treat them as investments rather than disposable items. A well-maintained cast iron skillet can last for generations, while a cheaply made non-stick pan might need replacing every year. Learning basic repair skills isn't just about saving money, it's about becoming more self-reliant and reducing waste. Simple fixes like tightening loose knobs, replacing broken handles, or patching small holes can extend the life of your kitchen tools significantly. One clever cook spent an afternoon fixing her favorite frying pan instead of buying a new one, saving $20 and feeling surprisingly proud of herself. Even old recipe books can be saved with a bit of tape and patience. The satisfaction of fixing something yourself is worth more than the money saved. It's about honoring the value of what you already have. Think about it. Every time you repair instead of replace, you're not just saving money, you're also keeping items out of landfills and reducing the demand for new products. The Amish have long understood that taking care of what you have isn't just about thrift. It's about respecting the resources we've been given. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about using kitchen tools that have been lovingly maintained and repaired over the years. Each fix adds character and history to your kitchen equipment, making them more valuable with each passing year. Simple changes in your kitchen can lead to big savings. These 30 Amish-inspired tips show us that traditional wisdom still works today. Whether you're baking bread, making your own seasonings, or fixing instead of replacing, each method helps build a more budget-friendly kitchen. Start with what works for you and watch your grocery bill shrink while your cooking skills grow. Remember, good food doesn't have to be expensive. It just needs to be made with care and common sense.